Arcavios again. And we will easily get the Circuit card. And then we cast Circuit. And then we copy our next Season of Weaving. So we will draw all of these cards. And then we will copy that twice. So we will have all of the cards in the world. At which point we then slap down a Mistmoors off the top. Sounds good to me. The Omniscience is in the bin. We can get the other Arcavios here. Slap this down. Create hella bunnies. We could also, no, we don't have a creature to bring back, but that is a lot of bunnies. So today we're doing something very fun, very strong, super consistent, and again, I have a great win rate with it. It is the Omniscience Combo. Now this is obviously a crazy card, a classic. How do we cheat this out? Well, it turns out really that a lot of players, including myself, think that Abuelo's Awakening is probably the most straightforward and consistent way of doing that. You can return artifacts or a non-aura enchantment. Now that is notable for a couple of different reasons, but again, if this doesn't get countered, you kind of just lay this and then you can pop off, and you can almost draw through your whole deck. In fact, I do that in a video today and it happens quite a lot. So with Invasion of Arcavios, this allows us to search 1, our library, 2, our graveyard to recur anything that we want, and then our sideboard to find something tailor-made for the situation. Now we have a interesting sideboard with a lot of powerful spells that allow us to search that up and then combo with our sort of main build that we already have. Now there are some notable things here, and we do have 2 Season of Weavings in the bin. But Season of Weaving, 1 in the main board, is a killer way. You can draw 5 with this card, and then those 5 cards are probably super powerful. You just slap them down with Omniscience. Or if you think your Omniscience is at the risk, depending on your matchup, of getting removed, you can make a copy of your Omniscience because it will be a creature. Because Abuelos will bring it back as a creature. It'll be a nice little 1/1 or more if you pump X into it. So this can ensure that you have an Omniscience on the turn rotation, but really just drawing 5 is pretty insane. Not only that, you can create a copy of your Omniscience and then return everything, each non-land, non-token permanent, to their hand. So reset the opponent's board, getting your Omniscience back to your hand, your original copy, while creating a thing. So you'll have a copy on the field, and then you'll just slap everything back down again. It's incredible. It's really, really good. The other really crazy thing is Season of the Burrow. This is obviously a great way of going wide when you need to. Also just getting rid of crazy permanents that they might have that might win the game next turn, or returning any of our smaller creatures. Notably, Kiora, the Rising Tide, is a great way of pitching your Omniscience into the bin, because that is the main catch-22, is you need to find a way to get this into the bin. So Kiora can do that, as well as just being a great creature to target with your Season of the Burrow, and bring that back with an indestructible counter. It's very easy to start creating those 8/8 Krakens. Fallaji Archaeologist is the other premier creature to target. This can 1-mill you while finding your Abuelo's Awakening, while also simultaneously putting that in the Omniscience. And just in the video today, which weren't the best games, but they were great, and just in that video, this happens twice in that same way to start the game. It's really actually easy to set up. And if this doesn't do the job, then Chart of Course will be able to pitch your Omniscience while finding your, again, Abuelos. And then that indestructibility counter can be pretty serious. So these are some great cards, but Invasion of Arcavios really is what pops you off. And you can draw into more Arcavioses and really go crazy. It's really not hard to do at all. I guess to come full circle on the threats that we have is Portal of Phyrexia is another thing we can bring back with the Abuelo's Awakening, which in certain board states can be almost even better than Omniscience if we run out of sauce or run out of gas. One with the Multiverse is cool because you can actually play lands and spells off the top of your deck, so you can potentially find more things to just immediately slap down by just getting rid of those lands. So it's almost like a draw 2 or a scry 2, draw 1, play 1 for free kind of thing, which is pretty incredible. It's just giving us a little bit more diversity, helping us rebuild, I suppose. Overlord of the Mistmoors is a card I'll get into. We do have 2 in the sideboard, but this is also something you can bring back with your Abuelo's Awakening, which is pretty incredible, as well as just being one of our main creatures to drive home any sort of stopping power, any sort of actual win from just board presence, other than just having 1,000 creatures and creating tons of copies with weaving eventually. Now, there are some other cute little ways of winning the game, some cute little interactions, like Proft's Eidetic Memory. I actually totally flubbed in the video today. I could have hit them for 19. This put 19 counters on one of our creatures. They would have gone to 1 anyway. We could have won a turn earlier had I put it on the right creature, but I kind of forgot what entered the battlefield and what didn't that turn. But this can actually, you just put Sunday Flyer, and dude just goes on blocks, you return all their stuff, and then all of a sudden you put like 100 counters, and if they don't immediately remove that creature, you win the game. Pitlock Prankster is another way of doing the Fallaji impression while being 2 casts, and it is another flyer, which is kind of cute, and something to put your Proft Eidetic Memory counters on, for example. Now, Stormchanger's Talent, a nice little one of in here is a way, we have 2 in the sideboard, of getting back, by paying 4 mana, you can get back your Abuelo's Awakening. And then you could return maybe your Overlords or your Portal or your Omniscience if that does happen to get removed. But this is a great little way, some insurance of getting a piece back that you really need to get, as well as just being a way of creating some board presence earlier because we don't have too many 1-drops or anything. Opt for obvious reasons, and then Authority of Consuls, which is our only life gain, which actually could be pretty relevant because you do need a few turns to really get this online. Now, this sideboard is where it gets a little crazy. By the way, if you're watching this, I really do appreciate you. I'm a small channel, so all of the support helps a lot, makes me feel good about myself. So in some matchups, we will have to sideboard in like Flood Moths, right? This could be better in some situations, but typically we're only running 2 because again, we are sort of a combo deck. We don't want to lean into earlier interactions too much to where we can't efficiently get our stuff off. Stormchanger's Talent, again, for the same reasons, could be good in the earlier like mono red or something, giving us some survivability, but really it's not a huge priority for us. Oculus, we are pitching so much stuff to the bin. Naturally, we can create the 8/8s with a Kiora all the time, so it's not unreasonable that you can just like naturally cast your Oculuses, as well as just being something great to target with your Season of Burrow. Getting an indestructibility on an Oculus feels pretty good with some extra rabbits, and then the immediate Manifest Dread trigger following that. Now, Overlord of the Flood Moths is another enchantment that we could target with Abuelos while also doing the same impression as Kiora, essentially, and this can just be another way of filling out the curve if that is most appropriate. 2 Starfall Invocations as another board wipe to complement our split-ups, which are really, really good in some matchups, but sometimes maybe it won't be perfect, but you always have these in the sideboard that you can rely on, as well as bringing back maybe your Mistmoors if you give them a card, which could be crazy. Now in the video today, I do get to show off Complete the Circuit. This is crazy because you just get it with your Arcavios, and if you have a Season of Weaving in your hand or a Season of Burrow, both of which happen in the video, you can copy them twice. So this is a fun, cool card. This is a card I never thought I would really use, but holy guacamole, is this incredible when this actually works. So give this a try as a one-of in the sideboard. I think is great. 2 Season of the Weavings as well, for just sometimes you just want to draw 5 and just continue the chain of action, as well as just returning all non-land, non-token permanents. Is pretty incredible stuff, guys. And creating a copy of your Abhorred Oculus wouldn't be too bad. So very flexible, very good. Mistmoors here, obviously we know it can be really good. Sometimes you do want more 4-drops for the impending costs because we only have Abuelos in there, so that can fit in nicely, as well as just going with our combo. And Cityscape Leveler as the last one can just be a cute little way. Maybe that trample's relevant. Maybe you just need an 8/8. Maybe they're playing a bunch of 7/7s, as well as just hitting Unholy Annexes or Planeswalkers with that ETB/attack, which could be pretty good. So that's the sideboard. I'm not sure if it's perfect, particularly the first 4 cards. just being 1-drops, but typically you don't need too many because you just kind of turn 2 Fallaji, turn 2 Chart of Course into a turn 3 Kiora. At that point, you should have drawn into your Abuelos. Likely your Omniscience is going to the bin. If it hasn't by any point, you should have a nice little setup there to where you can kind of coast to 5 mana, cast your Seasons, cast your Arcavioses, and just kind of set up in that regard. And if this doesn't go to the bin, then Portal will, things like that. So you have just a critical amount of threats, but we don't have too much stopping power, so you do sort of rely on just having this one huge turn. If they Sunfall you after that one huge turn, you feel pretty bad, but I think most decks do. So this is what I got for you. I think this is incredible. Arcavios just being a toolbox in 1 card is incredible. You can also flip this over somewhat easily. Only 7 is not too hard with a lot of our copies and stuff that we're making. So this is a fun deck to play. I hope you enjoy it. If you find any fun when you're playing the deck, let me know. Let me know how you change it. Give me some feedback. Maybe for the sideboard, main deck, how you found things to be more consistent. We are playing a nice 24 lands. Nothing fancy here. 4 of the Restless Anchorages, 1 Fountain Port, and we are playing, I want to say, oh, it's just 2 Surveil lands because I don't think I have more, but then also the 4 Flood Farms really tie in the consistency, even though you have two white mana in your split ups earlier in the curve. But everything does come together very well. So that's the deck. I love ya. Thanks again, and I will see you in hopefully the gameplay. We got 2 matches for you. The second game wasn't as great. I totally flubbed it with the portal in the very last match, but other than that, I think it was a-okay day. And my recording did get jeopardized earlier, so I wanted to get this deck out way earlier. So, alright guys, sub for more. See ya in the next one. Love ya. Bye. Okay, let's get into the games today. We should have a good one for you. We'll play first. Can we get our combo? We do have the Abuelos, so we're feeling good about that. The Fallaji can help us find things, and 3 mana is a good way to start things. I would say. What do you guys say? What say you? Guess I got this down. Stop a swing, stop a damage. We just put the Omniscience into the bin. So this is the best case scenario. You get your Abuelos while putting your Omniscience in the bin, which happens a lot. We do have just so much card draw and stuff that it's not too hard to find our 3 copies of Omniscience in that way. And just like Chart, of course, in there. But they do create a toy. They're off to the races, as it appears. I guess I didn't need to lay that land in case we get a tap land. Ends up being a-okay, folks. Do we get rid of the Profts? The Profts could actually be a win con by itself, but we're going to get rid of it in this case, and we're just going to opt. The Profts, though, we can draw like 20 cards and just swing with 1 creature and win. Happens more than you think. It's a cute little out, and then otherwise, we don't have huge stopping power, as it were, I believe is the term. They're drawing a lot of cards. Okay. But here it is, just like that. You get our Omniscience back. You immediately Arcavios. And we do the combo. We search the sideboard. We can get a variety of things. We'll go for the complete the circuit. Okay. Now I am going to cast this for free. This is going to allow us to copy our next instant or sorcery twice. So we will do this. We will create hella bunnies. We could also... No, we don't have a creature to bring back. But that is a lot of bunnies. We got 15 bunnies. Nothing in the bin that we can immediately bring back. Well, we can bring back Profts. So let's actually do that. And we will probably just lay everything that we can. I don't think there's a reason not to necessarily. We did just draw 1 card. So we can at least have a nice little blocker there. No need to really swing. We could have cast this, but I think we get a bigger cast out of this and we feel better. But yeah, this is actually a good way of just surprising them out of nowhere. Probably on the next turn if we can start our combo. They do Banishing Light the Omniscience. They don't hit the Omniscience. They just hit a Storm Chasers. Did they realize that that is what Omniscience just did? Or do they think it's a 1/1 spirit that has no upside? They probably didn't even read it. Interesting. Okay. We're going to exile things. Do we exile? Yeah, we exile the Banishing Light for sure, I think. So we get this back, which is actually really cute, because then we can just bring back by paying 4 mana. Once you get to that 4 mana mark, which it will be at for our Abuelos anyway, we can get this stuff back to our hand, allowing us to do all of that over again. So I think in this case, we just also hit the season. But getting like that, if we had something for the circuit, it'd be pretty nuts, right? And we'll just create more guys. Let's get rid of that. That seems like a problem. Okay. We now can swing on in. We could also swing like 7 here to try to do that, but let's just go face. I think we just win here, possibly the next turn, depending on how things play out. And we still have our split up for maybe that angel. So let's see what happens. Okay. Brandolf is our opponent. He is the fiercest. Oh, does he hit what he should hit? Which is the Omniscience. He hits the Storm Chasers again. This guy, I'm sorry, but what are you doing? Alright, so that was a good thing there. That showed off the main function of the deck. It wasn't like the pop-off that typically happens, but let's see how we sideboard. Okay, so that was cute. This is, again, the main deck with 3 Omniscience and 1 Portal, 1 Multiverse, Mistmoors, and Weaving. So pretty good stuff. The Arcavios we're also running 3 of. The other card that's interesting is the Oculus, because we do put so much stuff in the bin. Let's go ahead and run 1 Oculus. Feels like a decent move to me. In which case, we probably will take out like the Prankster, even though this is pretty good, obviously, with what we're doing. But I think that feels alright. We could also add like another Overlord of the Mistmoors, which feels decent here. The Consuls is good, because they are going wide with a bunch of tokens and stuff, so I guess we'll keep that. We can get rid of 1 Season of the Burrow, since we certainly showed that off last turn. So an Oculus, a Mistmoors, a little bit more stopping power at the cost of 1 Burrow. Okay, so the second game of the recording, 2 Abuelos and the Fallaji. This is actually a great hand. We have Kiora chill in there too. We're feeling good. We definitely, certainly are feeling good with a hand like this. Oh, yeah, baby. Use her. I think we just slap down Fallaji. Can't go too wrong with a turn 2 Fallaji. The Omniscience is in the bin. We decline. Look at that. 2 games in a row, Fallaji. Just putting in that work. I swear, it's like not too hard to do at all. I mean, it's really, dare I say, simple. Dare I say it. I will not swing. Kiora already at 3. We're going to go to 5 on the counter there. We'll get rid of this and this, I think. I want to keep the Fountain Port in case that becomes relevant. We're only playing 1, I believe. But as it turns out, returning all your stuff and then just being able to cast it all again is pretty insane, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, they get rid of the Kioras. This is going to be such a deadly everything. Okay. Boom, bam, bang. Okay. I guess we slap this down now, because why not? Oh, we are going to be, we're going to end up returning this anyway, so, guess it doesn't matter. But what we can do... No, let's draw the cards. I was going to say we can copy Omniscience. Let's get rid of the split up. And I guess the opt? Yeah, that was dumb. I should have copied the Omniscience. But it's going to be alright. It's going to be alright. We have the big turn popping off. Coming shortly here. Coming shortly. I thought this was a token. But it just comes back as a creature. I thought this was a token when it was on the field. But that wouldn't make sense because you'd have to exile this card, create a copy token. So that was very stupid of me. However, Wolf Lodge. Still have another one in there. The Arcavios is kind of nice. We will grab that. And we'll put this back in the bin. Which again, ends up being alright. We do want him to lay some stuff so we can hit some stuff. Would have been a good showcase to show you though that you can keep your thing there when you create a copy, bring everything back, and then you're like in business. I think we lay this and then do this for 2. Bring back this now. Okay, search with the Arcave while we can. We will search our graveyard, get that Season of Weaving. With this, we can easily create a copy of that, return everything. Boom, look at that, we got our guy. Kiora re-enters the battlefield. We get rid of these. We can recast everything all over again. Slap down another Omniscience, slap down another Omniscience, slap down a one with the Multiverse, slap down a Search effect, feel good about it. Sideboard, that complete the circuit's kind of nuts, but we don't quite have what we need, but we will get this. And then we will Arcavios again. And we will easily get the Circuit card. And then we cast Circuit. And then we copy our next Season of Weaving. So we will draw all of these cards. And then we will copy that twice. So we will have all of the cards in the world. At which point we then slap down a Mistmoors off the top. Sounds good to me. And then we will slap down, whoa, if I can click, a portal to Phyrexia. We will slap this down and feel like a hot boy. We'll get rid of some lands. We're going to say goodbye to you, lands. Sure, sounds good to me. We will then Kiora again to draw more. Really, it's just binning out. Let's see what we get. Nothing good, it appears. Oops. Okay. Then we will win, apparently. Let's go! So, it's a little tough. Like, again, we don't have too much stopping power because everything just sort of, like, overlaps with how it works together. Plat 1, that's cool. But we can Arcavios again. We can do a bunch of stuff. If any of our stuff goes to the bin, Abuelos is great. Getting the Abhorrent is great because we can coast off of that for a while. We'll probably just discard all of our little tiny stuff, all of our lands. Kiora is just an engine in and of herself, which is kind of crazy. She will be creating the 8/8. And then at that point, we just would not try to draw out our deck. So mostly, you're going to be like drawing out your deck, and you're going to be like, damn, I don't want to run out of cards. And if they mill you at all, if they hit you with a Jace or something, you can be in business to losing against those type of decks. But pretty insane, right? Circuit, you can cast Sorcerer's Related Flash as well, which is pretty sexy, but mostly just double copies. So that'll happen a lot. Let's get into one more. I had a couple more recordings that got jeopardized, so I do want to do at least one more. So let's do that. If you're interested, thank you for making it this far into the video regardless. Alright, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Let's play first for this second match. Good hand. Good hand. Thomas Pilates here. Just kidding. hit him with that. We'll be like, what's up, dude? We're Azorius. What's cracking, brother? I like to do this while we can, alright? So we don't have the Abuelo or the Omniscience quite yet. Again, not too hard to find, though. We have a pick lock and a chart of course. So we feel pretty good about these things. All things considered. Let's do this turn. Probably just block this into. We did put the Omniscience into the bin. So Omniscience is in the bin. We will get back our chart of course. And we'll go ahead and surveil. This is great, but we don't have that 4th mana. So we'll put that as well. I think we kind of just chill. Kiora is actually already at 7 here, which is kind of sexy. Kind of sexy. So even if we bring back the card from the bin, Kiora should still be at our threshold, especially after the ETB. Or particularly after that great ETB. Do they get something they can lay? Maybe. Do they have that second green? They probably do, I would imagine. It's actually probably a perfect hit for them. Do they lay a pump spell? Okay, they go for that. So they might not have the mana, that tells me, which is okay. Yeah, it looks like they don't have the mana. They go for the Surveil 2 off the top, which is great, actually. This split up could be good this game. We shall see how that ends up going. Kiora regardless here. Let's see if we can get a mana. A little Restless Anchorage might be nice. There's the Abuelos. Okay, so we are in business, and we got the Arcavios at the same time. We get rid of one of our chart of courses. And probably a second. No, we'll get rid of the Season of Weaving because it's too... well, I say expensive to cast, but we're going to cheat out Omniscience anyway. But it'll just save us a second here. Because we might go for the Fallaji Chart of Course combo this next turn. But because it is a little scary sometimes. They do have some shocks, right, and stuff. So the decision has to be made, like, do you want to risk it in that case or not? They only have 2 more cards in hand, though. They're pretty... We'll block it. They pump spell. Interesting. They could have killed the Kiora with their Maverick there, because this gives first strike. But give them double strike. I get it. Okay, that was a sorcery. So the Delirium deck. This is an interesting card. I don't even know if I've seen Beastie Beat down here before. We didn't get the mana. So that, unfortunately... Oh, and 2 tap lands. That is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. We'll get rid of one of the Abuelos, because hopefully we won't need 2. Are we dead to rights here? Our mana situation ending up catching on up with us? Do they have a shock? The world may never know. They're looking desperately for anything. That is a Rumble Belt. Okay, getting a little close for comfort here, huh? Let's do this. Okay, get our Omniscience. Okay. We will then... We'll cast Burrow. We're going to get rid of... Do we want to give him another card? I think we kind of have to in this situation. Get rid of that. We could cast like our split up in that regard. Maybe we take out 2 creatures with it. We are, of course, super low. Do we want to do another Abuelos? Do we have anything we can really hit? Yeah, we do have the Mistmoors. So let's get rid of the lands at this situation. Cast this to hit our Mistmoors, which is pretty crazy. We'll Fallaji first to see what we hit. There is the portal, which we could have potentially brought back with the whatever, but we do this anyway. Okay. We start going. This, we can actually search our graveyard and get the Season of Weaving. We could also go for the Circuit combo, but I think this is better just to draw the cards now. We'll just go for the draw. We'll create a copy. I think I learned from this last time. Copy the Omniscience. Okay. The Chart of Course is definitely no reason not to play it. Get rid of this. We'll just go for the quick draw card and then Fallaji. Okay. Not great stuff. We will do this. The Omniscience is in the bin. We can get the other Arcavios here. Slap this down. We will, of course, go for... We'll just get the same. Just get the Season of Weaving back, right? I think so. And I think we just keep this going. And we will draw 5. Would you look at that? 4 mana. Okay, another Omniscience, so we didn't really need that copy, but it ends up being okay. Was this already enter the battlefield this turn? Enter the battlefield this turn. Put this on one of our flyers and feel good about it. So now it just comes down to, do they have a shock? Are they shocking? They don't have it. And that is it. We got the flyer in the air. We can draw the cards with actually, we don't have we didn't have really any card draw. We didn't really have. They could have survived another turn, but they gave it to us. So let's see how we sideboard. Okay, so we didn't do the complete the circuit combo, but that is a great card to just keep in the sideboard. You could go for the Overlord here in the main to help us find those things. We also have the abhorrent Oculus Angle. Let's add 1 Oculus. I like to do that in between matches. We'll take out the Prankster, even though that's obviously a good card, but we should have enough of that. The Opt is good. We could take it out. We could go for another. Let's add the Overlord here, and then we want 3 Arcavios. We could take out the Opt. We'll take out the Opt, and we'll kind of risk it for the biscuit. I like the Consuls slowing stuff down a little bit. Some life gains, our only access to life gain, really, which is kind of funny. I think that's probably fine. I don't think you need to do too much. It depends really on the matchup, and they're more creature-based anyway. Oculus should help with that. Keep the leveler in the bin. The board wipes we can access when we need them, because we are running 3 split-ups. Okay. Okay, so here we are in potentially the last game of the second match with a very great hand. So much mana. So much mana. Now that's too much mana. Alright, we'll get rid of one of the planes. Port Oculus is, of course, not what you want to see, but that's how it's got to be for this match. That's just how it has to turn out. Hit him with that. Surveilling is pretty good here. We will go for it. No 2-drops. Yep, don't want that. So good surveil. 1 card in the bin. Getting ready for that Akko. Now they are already at Delirium 4, which is actually pretty terrifying. But we know with this deck that they run out of sauce pretty quickly. This is actually a great turn for split up. Untapped. I had to think about tapped versus untapped so hard there. It's like, wait. I mean, they're vertical. This has haste. Guess if I waited 1 more turn, that would have been a good hit. But yeah, it's just a +1/+1. They don't get more. Okay. Try to course this turn. Into 2 in the bin. Get rid of 1 of the islands. Go for it again. I guess. I don't know. I don't think it matters. We had 3 whites. 3 blues. We're solid for everything. we cast things for free in this deck anyway. Tom Pilates, let's see what you got for me. Omnivorous Fly Trap. So when they have 4 or more, which they do, you distribute 2 counters. And then you double the counters if there's 6 or more card types, which they are at. So that's what just happened. They double the counters after they put 2. So it's basically 4. So that's pretty damn sexy. Wow, so we're kind of in trouble here. Okay. So, we'll see what happens. Can we survive 1 turn? Don't have anything in the bin for Abuelos. See how this ends up going. We went down to 1 last game, right? So guess that is to be expected. Can they put the counters on themselves? Probably. This does have the trample. And it looks like we are goobed for the second game. Alright, folks. So, great start by them, not a great start by us. Alright, so that tells me we do maybe need some more interaction slightly earlier. But, we did just get pretty unlucky. The Horrid Oculus is something you want later, not in our start of hand with our slow mana and nothing else. So, I think we just did get unlucky. Is that a matter of, like, do we want to add a Flood Maw into the main deck? Let's add a Flood Maw into the main deck in replace of Storm Chasers. They'll have some more immediate effect if it does come up. And other than that, I think we just go for, like, the same combo. I don't think we, like, deviate from our strategy, basically, so. Okay, so here we are in the last game of the video. We'll play first. I'll keep it. I don't know, man. Getting those horrible hands recently. The mulligan last turn was just 1 less card, so I don't know. We're away towards the Kiora, which isn't the worst thing in the world by any means. We could pitch our portal, bring that back, which actually might be even, well, I don't want to say better than Omniscience, but at the moment when we don't have many cards to cast, especially against this creature-based aggro-y Gruul deck. Look at that. Does this get haste? Then they laid that turn 1. That makes sense. I can't believe how easy it is for them to hit Delirium. Wow, that's pretty crazy. And they just did a lot of damage. I guess. Get rid of Ace Surveil. Well, we do have... Maybe I shouldn't have laid that Fountain Port. If that comes back to bite me... Because now we can't actually Mistmoors, but we're just going for the thing. I should have pitched the portal. Wait, what? I totally just goofed. I was just like, wait, why is this portal in my hand? Whatever. It's okay. It's alright. We're going to survive. Maybe my brain cells aren't firing at optimal stuff here. It was a lot of damage, man. And damn, we could have just portaled them if we had just brought this back. We can't even Mistmoors. So we're kind of just gooped. So yeah, if I had just pitched the portal and just done that correctly, we'd totally be in business. That's a little unfortunate. But we're gooped. Alright. We're gooped, mine. Thomas Pilat. The Pilats. Alright, guys. Well, that was a showcase. That didn't really get to showcase all of the sauce that could happen, but I think it was a good one. Yeah, if I just pitched Portal there at the end, I don't know what I was thinking. So that was stupid, but I do want to get this video out earlier rather than later because I've been lagging it. Life's been crazy, so hope you appreciate what it is, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Have a great day. Happy 2025. Love you guys. Catch you around the block. Good luck on your games. Take care.